Yesterday, we learned that because we are breathing, we think we are living. But the truth is, because we are living, therefore we are breathing. Breathing is not the reason why life happens. Because life has happened to us, therefore, as a result of that, we are breathing, eating, sleeping, all the activities that we're doing, reading, writing, studying, singing, playing, all these activities are happening because something else has happened within us, therefore it all is happening. And therefore, thinking that we are just a biology, and because all the biological processes are in order, therefore we are experiencing this life, it's wrong. We are life itself, we are that Chaitanya consciousness which is manifesting through us, and because it is there, therefore all these things are happening. So the idea that we are alive comes not because we have a body which is alive, not from the mind that can think, analyze, interpret, decide and experience various things, not even from the intellect which is very sharp or dull or whatever, whichever kind of intellect. Not even the reason because we have emotions, we can feel what people are saying, good, happy or bad and sorrowful. None of this is the reason why we are here. We are not here because we got a body, we are not here because we got the mind, because we got buddhi. We are not here because we are experiencing this world. We are here primarily because someone decided that we should be here. And that someone is none other than Atman or Brahman, as you put it. Just like the bulbs, however beautiful, however decorative, whichever color, however ornate is the socket in which the bulb is fixed, and however with the switch, what kind of a wire, all this is immaterial unless there is electricity. Without electricity, none of these things matter. How many bulbs you have put, how big is the bulb, how much is the wattage, what quality of switch you are using, what wire you are using. None of this matters. Light happens when electricity comes. If electricity is not there, light does not happen. Despite the bulb, despite the wire, despite the switch, despite everything, so to say, in order. Electricity is the reason why everything happens. So you cannot say light is because of the bulb. This is the drishti of a biologist, a life science specialist. He will say life is happening because your body is healthy. And because you can eat and digest your food, you can breathe and you can sleep and you can do all the physical activities. So they have parameters to check what is your oxygen level, what is your this level, that level. And based on that they decide, no, you are healthy, therefore life is there. No. Life is there, that's why you are healthy. And this life, the Chaitanya, cosmic consciousness or Atman or Brahman, so many names for it, it manifests in several ways. It only manifests as the awareness of that you are here. Nobody needs to tell you that I am here. Your mantra cannot be, I am alive, I am not dead. I am alive, I am not dead. This doesn't need any reminder. Your being does not need any doing. You can forget everything if you go mad and you become insane. But this idea that you are cannot be forgotten, nor can be reminded. Can't tell that you are. You are because you are, that's it. And that idea that you are is not because you can see yourself in a body, because in the dream state you don't experience the body. In the dream state you experience so many other things. But you cannot say that I am the mind, because in deep sleep state mind also disappears. This we have seen. We will say, we have just slept for 5 minutes, I thought. And when you woke up, it's already morning. Oh, wonderful. Didn't realize. Even in deep sleep stage, there is no doubt that you are there or you are not there. Even you don't know at that moment, yet you are there. For that there is no proof. Your very presence is your proof. Hage, whether we are in waking state, dream state or deep sleep state, there is something else on which all these are dependent. If that something is there only, you can come awake. That something is there only, you can think of or dream. That something is there only, you go to deep sleep. And because of that something only, you come awake again and go through the same cycle. Because the man who was there in the waking stage is not there in the dream. The man who is there in the dream is not there in the deep sleep. And the man who is there in the deep sleep is not there in the waking state. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಜನಕ ಅವರ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಇದೆ, ಜನಕರ ಮಹಾರಾಜರದೇ. I have spoken to you about that is dream or this is dream. That is his confusion. He slept and dreamt that he has been conquered by the enemy kingdom. And now he has lost all his kingdom. He has been removed, banished from the kingdom, and is roaming around hungry and tired. He has no food, nothing, and he's crying, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. And somewhere somebody is giving some food, he goes there, begs, and they give him whatever leftover is there. That also he loses because a bird or eagle comes swooping and then that falls. Then he cries and says, what is this I have got into, and falls on the earth in the dream. And here he wakes up in his bedroom. His wife says, what happened? Did you see a bad dream? So Janaka got confused. He said, was that a dream which I saw when I had lost my kingdom? Because my hunger was real, my pain was real, my sadness was real, my tiredness was real. Everything that I experienced in that dream state was real only. It's very difficult to say that it was not real. I could feel the sun, I could feel the wind, I could feel the hunger, I could feel tiredness and sadness and hopelessness, everything I felt. But now I am sitting on the throne, bedecked with jewels, with all the kiritam and all kinds of things. Now what? Am I a king or am I not a king is the question that is asking. What if this is also dream? Because in this also everything feels real. The jewels feel real, the clothes feel real, the people around feel real, the happiness of being a king feels real. When everything is feeling real, what is going on in me is what the question Janaka had. And he asked many people, and it seems Ashtavakra came and he explained to him. Many people say Agnivalkya came and explained to him. Whoever, some master came. And he asked the same question. Is this real that I am sitting on the throne and ruling the kingdom? Or was that real where I was begging for food? Which is real? Then this master tells him, that which was there in that dream which you think you saw, like the hunger, tiredness, hopelessness, and the hot sun, and the forest, and the people who had served you food, and the eagle that came and took away the food, all of them, are they here? He says, no, they are not here. The eagle is not there, the people who served food is not here, the forests are not here, the hot sun is not here, even the despair, loss, dejection and sadness, none of this is here. Correct, he said. Now tell me, all that which is here, was there in that there? Like was your kingdom, your throne, your jewels, your family, your administration, cabinet, was it there? He said, no. When I was in that state, I did not have all these jewels and things. I was just on the road, I was roaming around. He said, so what was there in that state is not here. The forest, the hunger, the tiredness. What is there in this state? The jewels, the costume, the kings, the cabinet, and the palaces were not there. But one thing was there in that state also and this state also. What was that? He asked. You, as Janaka, were there. Janaka only was dreaming and Janaka only is now awake. But Janaka in the dream was a beggar and Janaka being awake is a king. So king was not the beggar, beggar was not the king. Palace is not the forest, forest is not a palace. But somebody who is behaving like king now and who was behaving like a beggar then is there. So if you think very deeply, you realize neither the waking person is real nor the dreaming person real. And both of them, when they disappear in your deep sleep state, then who remains? Who remains is the question. In waking state, I was there. Dream state, I was there because I was experiencing, and also deep sleep, I was experiencing. But the waking state experience are not there in dream state. Dream state experience and the waking both are not there in the sushupti state. Each of these experiences are mutually exclusive. Anta heltivalva? Those who have studied sets, Venn diagram, 9th class mathematics. So, Venn diagram, these are mutually exclusive set. But one set is called universal set anta heltive. So, in the universal set, all the three sets come. Like in India, there is Karnataka, there is Andhra Pradesh, there is Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra. Now these are like subsets. States are like subsets. But who is the universal set? India is the universal set. Likewise, Karnataka is not in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is not there in Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh is not there in Telangana. Telangana is not there in Karnataka, Maharashtra. Like that, we know that each state is independent. But suppose you are traveling from Karnataka now. Like earlier you were in Telangana. From Telangana you traveled and came to Karnataka now. Telangana did not come with you to Karnataka. You came from Telangana to Karnataka. Now from Karnataka, let us say you are going tomorrow to Tamil Nadu. Karnataka is not going to come with you to Tamil Nadu. You will go from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu. So at some point of time you are in Telangana, next point of time you are in Karnataka, from there you go to Tamil Nadu. But who traveled? You alone traveled. And you traveled where? You traveled within India. You are traveling from one state to the other, but you are traveling within India. You understand the point? Now compare it with the Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti Avastha and you Jivatma and the universal consciousness as the Paramatma. Now think like that. So it's something like that. All these three states of Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti are in a conscious space. Because without consciousness you cannot experience anything. Even when you are deep sleeping, the consciousness is there that you are. You have not developed the idea that you are not. If you were not, when you wake up, how do you say I had a deep sleep? How do you say I had a deep sleep? Suppose you had ice cream and came. Now ice cream is not there. Ice cream shop is not there. But you say I had ice cream. Why? And where is ice cream? If I say, where is ice cream? You say it's gone inside. It's become part of your blood now. But you had ice cream, you are aware of it. Even though ice cream physically is not present to prove. Can you prove to somebody else what you have eaten? You cannot. But you know you have eaten. Like that in Turiyavastha, we cannot prove it to anybody that we existed. In fact, we cannot even prove it to ourselves that we existed. But we existed, therefore when we wake up, we say, I had a good sleep, deep sleep. So this is the idea of how Jivatma experiences all the three states of Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti, which are all nothing but in the conscious space, Chaitanya space. And if you slowly observe, you slowly realize that Jivatma is not a separate experience from the Paramatma. You will come to know slowly. Who is this Jivatma, you inquire? It's like the wave in the ocean. If ocean is the Paramatma, Jivatma is like a wave. Wave is looking different from the ocean. But is it not the ocean only? It is like that. So who is experiencing all the three? The same Paramatma is experiencing. Because Paramatma is there, so Jivatma is there. Because Jivatma is there, so Paramatma is being experienced by Jivatma in the Jagrata Avastha, in the Swapna Avastha, but all these experiences are of that Paramatma only in different ways. Paramatma only is manifesting in all the three states, but we think we are experiencing it separate from Paramatma. That is the idea. We are alive, Jagrata Avastha, not because Jagrata Avastha exists, Karnataka exists. We are experiencing Swapna Avastha not because Swapna Avastha exists. We are experiencing deep sleep not because deep sleep exists. We are experiencing all the three because we exist. And we exist because consciousness exists. Your existence is not dependent on body's existence. Your existence is not dependent on mind's existence. Your existence is not dependent on deep sleep's existence. Your existence is your own existence. It depends on its own. Electricity is not dependent on the bulb. And this consciousness is not dependent on others. But everything else is dependent on this consciousness. Like when you are a son to your father, you are also a student to your teacher, you are a friend to your classmate, you are a devotee of God. All these 3-4 are dependent on whom? On you. If you are not there, which friend, which father, son, which teacher, student? Nothing exists. So likewise, your life's experiences, right now you think I am awake, alive, I am going through certain experiences, it all depends on you. Most of our life we spend preserving this body because we think if our body is not there, then we are not there. No, we are there even if body is not there. We are there even if mind is not there. We are always there. So the moment you start identifying yourself with that higher truth, that you are always there. Where is the moha coming from? This rupa nama moha. In this body I will not be there. That is the sad part. Sad part is not that you are not there. Sad part is that you will not be there as this body in this place. But as I said, when you were a small kid, you loved yourself, but you allowed yourself to grow into a youth. How much ever you tried to stop yourself, could you stop yourself from growing into a young man or a woman? It means what? You let go of the childhood body. Otherwise, youth body would not have come. Similarly, youth body will grow into the old age body. Can you stop it? Try whatever. People try all kinds of things, but at the end it comes. You cannot stop it. Likewise, how long you will experience this world in this body, in this way, it is not dependent on the body. It is dependent on the person within this body who is experiencing everything. I was telling, when people grow up also 30 years old, they don't think they are 30 years old. We don't understand we are aging. Body is aging, but we are not aging. See, that is the truth. You should say, I am aging, I am aging. You are not aging. Even 85-year-old man you go and tell, he will tell, I am more wiser now or experienced now. But he will never say, I am old. Body only is becoming old. We don't realize. We think we are the same person who was there 5 years ago. Today also I am the same person. Under 10 years down the line also I am the same person. See, there itself you sukshma buddhis, you think little. That how you are always not identifying yourself with the body. That itself is the proof. When somebody wants to call you according to your body's age, you don't accept it. You will fill the forms, you write your age, all that is as per the outer activity. But within yourself, you don't feel the age. So it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind what you feel. Mind makes you feel you are alive or you are not alive, you are happy, you are not happy, you are old, you are young. All this is mind's game. You as the Atman is ageless. That is why you never identify your age with your body. It's very difficult. As a formality you may tell, I am so old, I will write something in the form to fill the form. But within yourself you don't feel the age. So that is the idea that we always knew and we always know that we are consciousness who is experiencing the body, who is experiencing the mind, who is experiencing the jagat, who is experiencing all the relationships. But we are not the relationships, we are not the body, we are not the mind. We always know it. Unfortunately, we are not paying attention to that part. We are paying attention to the body, we are attention to the thoughts, we are paying attention to our emotions. We are not paying attention to this idea, who experiences all these things. That person is not getting older. So the idea is this, that if you just pay attention to your own life and how you experience life, you will know that you always know that you are consciousness and not this body. Likewise, we are experiencing this world, we are not this world. We are experiencing our thoughts and emotions, we are not thoughts and emotions. We are the one who is experiencing it. Therefore, this idea of birth and death, idea that I am alive because body is alive, is a fake idea, false idea. I am beyond this body. Our problem is what? Like a toy that we love the most. We don't want to let go of the toy. That's all is the problem. But when we grow up, do we still want the same old dolls to play with and all those little toys? You'll laugh at yourself. Now think of your life and go back and think from your childhood. How many stupid things you were falling for? How many things you were running behind? You fought with everybody, didn't eat, fought with your mother, father, brother, sister. For such silly things that if you look back and see, if somebody reminds you, you will tell, if you remind me, I will get angry. But that time it was so important. Today it is not important. Like that, today you think this body, this life, this world, this experience is so important. You grow a little more spiritually, you will feel this is not important. You will not have any moha over this body. And this moha, that this life in this world has to be experienced through this body in this way, all these conditions will disappear. In any way I have experienced, I am fine. If I don't experience also, I am fine. That is the idea of spirituality. As I said, the most important concept of spirituality is your body attachment should disappear. This is the measure of the progress in spiritual path. And how it will disappear? Vicharena. Think deeply. What is this body? Whose is this body? Am I not there in dream state even when the body is inert? Am I not there in deep sleep state even when the mind is inert? So who am I? What is this? That is why I told you, Kohamiti, Brahman himself asked, who am I then? If everything has been taken care of by everything else, who am I? And he said, I am the one who is the king. And they are all my servant. My eyes, nose, ears, legs, mouth, and my mind and buddhi, everybody is my servant. Who am I? I am the king who is beyond all of them. So this is the idea, you must think deeply. The more you think about it, the lesser fear about the body will be there. The more you think about it, the lesser attachment to the body and worldly experience will be there. The more deeply you meditate on the thought, avasadhana I said. Upanishad means Upanishad. Upa, closer. Nihi for nishchaya, definitely. What should happen? Shad means himsa, avasadhana and gati. Himsa means destruction. This idea of body consciousness should get destroyed. Okay, it is not fully got destroyed. What should you do? At least gati. You should move towards that idea that body consciousness is not the truth. I am beyond the body. In this birth, in this body, I am here. Next birth, which body, which parent, I don't know. Therefore, you will not get. So that is gati. And one more thing is avasadhana. This grip, this grip of your illusion that body is mine and I am the body and without body I cannot be. This idea, illusion which has gripped you so strongly, it will slowly start loosening up like this. That why, so if you feel fear, if you feel attachment, if you feel worried and anxious and this and that, it means what? Still that is holding you tight in its grip. Still that destruction has not started. Some people have written to me that thinking has given them a lot of mental strength. That one, everything is under Brahman's divine play. And I am just playing a role. How long is this role? Till this birth lasts, my role lasts. And then what else is there? They are saying that because I am not the body, I have put on the character of this body, like a costume I have put on. Therefore my fear has become lesser. That attachment and that anxiety is not there so much. Why? Because I have been telling myself, this is what Upanishads say, this is what Vedanta says, this is what Swami is saying. But when will you know it is true or not? When the test is put. Without test, all can give lectures. I am not the body, I am the supreme consciousness, body comes and goes, I remain. Anybody can say anything. When a little test comes, what if something happens to the body? Tension. What happens to the body? Then I won't be there. If I won't be there, this will happen, that will happen. All Upanishads and Vedanta go out of the window. Therefore, this is the time you put these ideas into practice and you see for yourself what tremendous strength and courage it gives you. And at the end of it all, you all know that it's all in Brahman's divine play. Did you come into this world by your own wish? You decided, I will come on this day, at this time, in this home, in this maternity hospital. I will come, koham. How many of you decided, tell me? None of you could decide. You just happened. Life happened to you. You happened to come into the world. Who could decide? Similarly, if you are living in the world, who is deciding? Is it by your decision that you are living right now? Your heart is beating as per your decision. Your stomach is digesting as per your decision. Yes, you can put your food in the mouth. That's all you can do. As per your decision. Swallow it. After that, leave it to them, to the mechanism, whatever God has provided. It will digest the food, it will assimilate it, it excrete, and they will give the strength to the rest of the part. Nothing you can do. So your body is working according to somebody else's will, not your will. Yeah, superficially your will. I am moving my hand, I am moving. But so many people who get paralysis, they cannot even move their hands. Even they have the will, I want to move the hand, the hand doesn't move. It means body works under somebody else's control, not in our control. Similarly, birth happens without our knowledge and control. Living happens without our knowledge and control. And death also happens without our knowledge and control. Everything is under somebody else's control. That is why it says, na pranena apanena martyo jivati kaschana itarena tu jivanti yasmin etau upashritau. All this functioning of the body, the very arrival of the body in this world, the growth of the body from a baby to a boy or a girl, to a teenager, to a youth, to a middle-aged, and finally to an old man, and the death. None of this has happened because we want it to happen this way. We could not do anything with this body. This body doesn't listen to us. We may think, no, it's listening. I told my legs to walk now, they walked. But there are so many people who need wheelchair. They have legs. Do they not want their legs to walk? They also want. Why they are not able to make the legs walk? Because it's not in their control. The body is not in your control. You think body is in your control and you spend so much time combing and decorating. But truth is that you are fooling yourself. It's not in your control. You didn't come into this world under your own control. You didn't grow up into whatever you grew up in your control. Nor you will finally, when you grow old and die, that is also not in your control. Everything is written. I always say, everybody has a manufacturing and an expiry date. And within which whatever happens is called life. And neither the manufacturing date is decided by you, nor expiry date. So what about those who commit suicides? That also was decided only this way. That's why they ended their lives. Why they ended their lives? Even that was not in their control. To continue living was not in their control. That's why they ended their lives. And those who go on living 120, 130 years, because they have no control over their lives again. Those who died early also had no control on their lives. And those who died late also had no control on their lives. Life did what it wanted to do. And therefore, don't ever fear for your body, because this body did not come by your will, it does not live or grow by your will, and it does not die because you want it. None of this happens because you want it. It all happens itarena tu jivanti. Something else makes you live. Yasmin etau upashritau, on which all these bodily functions are dependent. Prana apana is just one example. Same thing applies to udana, vyana, samana. Same thing applies to circulation, respiration, excretion, digestion. Same thing applies to nerve currents, sympathetic, asympathetic. Same thing applies to growth of skin, bone, flesh, all saptadhatu, everything. Basically, they will take only 2 words in the Upanishad, but if you dig deep, it is simply to be extrapolated to all functions of the body and say what? That we think because all these functions are happening, therefore we are alive. No, you are mistaken. These functions were not the reason why you are alive. Because you are alive, these functions are happening. And the reason for you being alive is something else on which all these functions are dependent. And that something else is independent of the body and its functions. There is a Vedanta Siddhanta which is called Sanghatasya Parartha Tattvat. It means whatever is an assembly of parts, it's not meant for the assemblage, but it's meant for something else. Example, house you build. When you build a house, you don't build the house for the sake of the door, which is a part of the house. You don't build the house for the sake of the taps, which is a part of the house, or windows, which is a part of the house, or roof or the floor, which is part of the house. For whose sake are the doors, windows, roof, floor, walls have come together? For the sake of the house owner. For the sake of the house owner, all these parts have come together. Why this house came together in so many parts? Because a house owner wanted it. Door didn't say, I want to go and fit there, therefore give me place. Windows didn't say, I want to fit here, so will give me place. Roof didn't say, I want to be only half and not full. Floor didn't say, I don't want to be at all, please leave me alone. Nobody said. Everybody came together to build something called a house. For whose sake? For the owner's sake. The one who will use this house, for his sake the house was built. Very clear. Why was car built? For the user's sake. Tires were coming not for the sake of steering. Steering didn't come not for the sake of the headlamps. Headlamps didn't come for the sake of engine. Engines didn't come for the sake of the seats and brake. All of them came together to form a car for somebody else's sake. This is Vedanta Siddhanta. Who is that somebody else for whose sake all these have come together? He is the user, the owner of that. Likewise, the house came into the existence for the sake of the house owner. The car came into existence for the sake of the car owner, the enjoyer. Likewise, this body came together. The heart, the liver, the pancreas, the intestine, the stomach, lungs, veins, arteries, brain, nervous system, skin, flesh, bone, tissues, bone marrow, nails, hair, and all the sense organs, eyes, ears, nose, whatever. All these come together for whose sake? Not for the body's sake. Because car parts are not for the car's sake. House parts are not for the house's sake. Like that, body parts are not for the body's sake. So whose sake? The owner of this body. Who is the owner of the body? You are the owner of the body. It means you are not the body. And who is the owner of the body? That is Paramatma. He is the owner of the body, for whose sake all the body parts have come together and become a body. All the house parts have come together and become a house. So the indweller of this house is Paramatma. That is why in the beginning we said, Puram Ekadashadwaram. In the 11-gated house, there Paramatma, Purusha enters and lives. And he is always free because he is not dependent. If he suppose he wants to change the house, he will just walk out of any door. But because he is a king, he shall go out of the main gate only, not from the back gate, kitchen door. Or not jump out of the window and go. Because he is a king. Therefore, he will walk out royally whenever he wants. So, who can decide how long the king lives in the house? Can house decide? Can the doors decide? Oh, my heart will stop beating, then I am dead. Who decides your heart stops beating? Who decides your stomach? No, even if all this happens, if this Purusha does not want to go, he'll repair the door, window, leaking roof, floor and continue to stay. He will not leave. So the roof is leaking. He will say, no, I want to stay in this house only. So he'll go and repair the roof and continue staying. A door is creaking. He will put oil and put the bolts and continue to use the door. He will not leave. As long as the owner does not want to leave the house, however bad the house may be, however dilapidated the house may be, if the owner wants to stay, who can vacate him? Rental people you can vacate. Owner who can vacate? Owner will go when he wants to go, that's it. Nobody can tell you go from here. Likewise, till Brahman decides to live in the body, no doctor, no issue, nothing can decide. He decides for himself. If some damage happens, he will repair it. Like repairing the broken window or repairing the leaking roof. He will repair and continue living there. He won't go because he doesn't want to go. But the day he decides, I want to go, you decorate the house. You put new comforts, new chairs, new beds, new sofas, new entertainment system. He said, I don't want to stay. He'll go. Nobody can stop him from going. So that is the idea. The Brahman resides in the body called the Ekadasha Pura, and Brahman decides how long he wants to live in this. If Brahman says, I don't want to live, do what you want on earth. Get the best of the systems, best of the things, lot of riches, lot of comfort, lot of wealth. It won't stay. But if he wants to stay and doesn't want to go, your teeth may fall, your eyes may become weak, your ears are not listening, your stomach is not digesting, heart is poorly beating, but he doesn't want to go, so nobody can vacate him, that's it. He'll continue living. Therefore, itarena tu jivanti. The very life is that Brahman, and he is the reason why all these things have been created. For him to stay, the house has been created. Until he wants to stay, nobody can ask him to vacate the house. Because he is the king. Who can tell the king get out? Servants can be asked to get out. Eyes get out, ears get out, nose get out, touch get out, stomach get out, heart. Everything can get out. But he won't get out if he doesn't want to go. Likewise, believe in this Paramasatyam, that you are none other than that Brahman. That is your truth, that is your existence. And as long as that Brahman wants to occupy the body and the mind and use it for his own work, nothing on earth can stop him. No disease, no sickness, no infection, no accident, nothing can happen. He will somehow survive through everything. Why? Because he wants to stay. But the day he is upset, the day he doesn't want, he's lost his interest, then what will he do? What is the use of this house? I don't like it, I will go. Who can stop him? Anybody can fall at his feet. Who can stop him? Nobody can stop Brahman. Nobody can advise Brahman. I think you should do like this and not like that. And if he wants to go, nobody can stop. If he wants to come, nobody can stop. Coming, going, staying, is totally Brahman's decision. It is not your body's decision. It is not your mind's decision. It is not the decision of the doctors and the medical specialists. It is the decision of Brahman and Brahman alone. So till he decides, nobody can vacate him. And if he vacates, nobody can make him stay back. So take refuge in this higher thought that your existence is Brahman's existence. Until Brahman decides, nobody can do anything. And if Brahman has decided against, nobody can make him reverse his decision. That is Brahman. That is the truth that you are. And don't be chicken-hearted and don't be shivering and anxious. What will happen body? If something will happen to my breath, then some headache, fever. All these are small repairs and damages in the doors, windows and roof. He will repair it and continue living. He is not going to vacate. But the day he decides to vacate, best of the houses, bungalows, even palaces cannot stop him. So therefore remember this one truth, itarena tu jivanti. We are alive not because of all this body and biology. We are alive because something else is keeping us alive. Until it decides to keep us alive, who can? This was Hindi say, Jako rake saiya, maar sake na koi. The one who is protected by God, who can do anything? He will know how to protect his house if he wants to stay. And if he is bored with this house and he doesn't like this house, he wants to go away, who can stop him? Nobody can stop him. So therefore take this idea, take the refuge, take the understanding of this higher idea of why you are existing right now. You are existing because of Brahman. Therefore, think deeper about who you are. That is why it took so much time to explain. In Jagrata Avastha, who is experiencing? In Dream Avastha, who is experiencing? In Sushupti Avastha, who is experiencing? Because Jagrata is not there in dream. Dream is not there in Jagrata, as he told Janaka. When you are in palace, were you there in the forest? No. When you were in forest, were you there in the palace? No. Palace was not in forest. Forest was not in palace. But you were here and you were there that side also. How did it happen? Because you are beyond the forest and the palace. You are beyond the body and the mind. You are beyond the Jagrata and the Swapna and the Sushupti. Therefore, you are that. Tattvam asi. You are that. What? Brahman. See, that idea that it's all Brahman and nothing else should become a part and parcel of you. Every nerve, every drop of cell, every piece of flesh should reverberate with this idea that Brahman and Brahman alone is truth. And as long as Brahman wants, who has his own will, nobody can come in his way. Nobody can interfere with his will. So anything that happens in life is happening under the great divine will, knowing that Sukhi Bhava, Ashtavakra says. Sukhi Bhava, be happy. Why? Because be happy in all situations, that is spirituality. Find a reason to be happy in all situations. And what is the best reason that you can find? That's all happening under the great divine will. So be happy. It's not my will, it's not Jnane Atmani, it's not Mahati Atmani, Shanta Atmani. Under whose control? We think we are like a child sitting on father's lap, thinks he is driving the car. And keeps getting excited. That's how Brahman is allowing us to take credit for whatever we don't do. We think we achieved all these things. Oh, we are educated, we have got a big job, now a big name, family, position, wealth, power. All Brahman is doing. How? Like this father who is hitting all the bottles, and when the daughter opens her eyes, she thinks she has hit the bottles with the ball. Like that he entertains the child. Like that Brahman is simply entertaining us. We are thinking we are living, we are growing, we are studying, we are eating, we are sleeping, we are intelligent, we are talented. All these foolish thoughts we have. And Brahman is like a father clapping and entertaining us. Very good, very good, very good. And we are jumping that we are so happy. This is exactly what is happening in our lives. So remember this and take great refuge in this. That's why Adhunaiva Sukhi Shanto Bandha Moksha Bhavishyasi Ashtavakra says. If you think like this, that you are not the body, and your mind becomes absolutely peaceful, knowing the truth that is all under the control of that great Brahman, Adhunaiva Sukhi Shanto, immediately you will develop peace and happiness. Immediate, not delay. Immediate, Adhunaiva Sukhi Shanto and Bandha Moksha Bhavishyasi. Eventually you will even get rid of all the attachments of the body. Immediate peace and everlasting peace, both comes to you. And therefore I don't have to worry. Why? Because all this while when I was born, I was not born by my will. I grew up into a boy or a girl, it was not my will. Or even to be born as a boy or girl was not my will. And now I have grown into a youth. I could not stop myself from growing into a youth. Now from youth I will go into an old person. I cannot stop myself from that. It's all happening under somebody else's will. It is foolishness to think that it is happening under my will. Therefore, one more nice story is that it seems one king was there and he had a minister. And both of them were very close. And the minister was a wise old minister. He cut his finger. The king cut his finger while cutting apples. And blood came and the minister said, "Don't worry, O king. Everything happens for our good only." He got very angry with the minister. My finger is cut and blood is coming, and instead of telling good things, you are telling me, don't worry, it's for God's will. Everything happens under His will. So he tells, put this minister in the jail. And so he is put in the jail. Then the king goes out for a ride into the forest for the hunting expedition. And in the forest, somehow a storm comes and the king loses his way and all the other retinue, the sipais, the soldiers are lost. And the king alone wanders away into some village, a tribal village in the center of the forest somewhere. And those village people catch hold of him. And they say, "Oh, we have got a nice offering to make, nice dinner has come. We will sacrifice him to the goddess and after that make a nice dinner out of him and eat him." That was their plan. These tribal people's plan. They're cannibals. So this king has been caught, he's given a nice bath and wash and being dressed up for the killing ceremony, sacrifice, Bali. And then somebody noticed that he has a bandage in a finger. And they open and see his finger is cut. They say, no, this is a damaged piece. This cannot be offered to the goddess, she will get upset. We need to give a perfect, healthy piece. Oh, this is damaged. So they allow him to go. And he somehow finds his way back and reaches the palace to his relief. And then he understands that the mantri told, everything is for your good. The cutting of finger is for my good. That time I didn't understand. I cried and got angry. But later when I got caught with the tribal people, then I realized it was for my good. So then he called the minister and said, all right, this is for my good. How is it for your good that you were put in a jail? Then he said, King, if I was not in jail, I would have come with you. And if I had come with you, they would have sacrificed me instead of you. Because your finger is cut, but mine was all right. So therefore, I also got saved, you also got saved. This is the best. It could have happened this way. And therefore, everything is for our good. It's under a great divine plan. So those people who believe in the greater divine plan of Master, the God, Brahman, they have no problem with anything. They are happy in all situations, in all places, at all times. Likewise, you derive this great strength. All these Upanishads are very practical subjects. Because this is how you should deal with life. You should face life. Upanishads are not to be read and memorized and then kept in the cupboard and forgotten about it. No, they are to be applied now and here. When attachments come, apply Upanishad. When fears come, apply Upanishad. Anxiety comes, apply Upanishad. That is what will help you. Nothing else will help you. This Brahma Jnana alone can help you to lead a peaceful and happy life in all situations. So you can easily see that all these under the great divine design of Brahman, how things had to happen in a certain way so that we all can go and do some self-checking, self-audit. How much faith have we developed? How much confidence do we have in that great idea of divinity being the controller of everything? If you are feeling and shivering and worrying, know that you are going to fail in this test. So better buckle up, better strengthen your feelings and convictions, and better pass through this test in flying colors, smilingly. That's how you should think. Everybody should think like this. There is no fear at all.